their 8-win streak, or actually it's far more than that, stretching back for a long old while. You go all the way back into May.
Ooh. Not bad. Liquid's work cut out for them, but they're a map up. They've got that safety net. Liquid would rather just run over the series, and so let's see what they've been working on vertigo. CT side start. Gambit moving in, moving up into this A site. Smokes are down on both sides, and nade onto a Liege does some good damage. He tries to fight the fake plant as well. Gambit know that many teams like to nade stack, while Liquid have not. They've got utility for the retake, though. They were planning for this exact play. Let's see how it goes as they set up the smokes.
Yeah, on for the retake, but Gambit had been dealt this many a time before. Shiro! That's more like it, Shiro! Where was this back on Inferno? Hunt them down, give it to him, give him the beans. Fallen trying to do what he can to respond. Oh, now down to the 1v1. Never mind, Fallen rising to the occasion. Just Inter's left to beat. But on playing around the bomb, he sealed the deal on the round. It is a damn good try out of Liquid to make that so close after Shiro does what he does. But sadly, not enough time, not enough chances for Fallen to feel that 1v1 out.
Now we're in Shiro's home ground, right? Now we're in a place where he can show what he's wants to bring to this series. I don't think he was going to be too happy with Inferno. Not on Orpa's Paradise by any means. Both Orpas struggled. Fallen certainly picked things up on the CT side. Shiro couldn't. Well, a pistol round like that to start, and suddenly Gambit, blood's flowing again. So many more options on this map for an AWP in Shiro's hands on either half. And Gambit, oh, yeah, they don't know they're going to get faced. Elise just runs it down into the one-way smoke, finding navi.
So it's a 13 map win streak here for Gambit. But even then, throughout all of 2021, they're 26-2.
Oh my goodness.
So just to give you an idea of the kind of dominance these guys dish out on the reg on a bit of vertigo.
Yeah.
It's pretty scary. It's a hard place to find yourself in. Bearing all that in mind, it will make it even more impressive if Liquid are able to give them a run for their money here. So let's see how this one goes. Gambit winning the pistol, but a man down in the anti-4 spy.
Liege, one is not enough. He wants more. He's going to swap sides of the smoke as well. Catching Shiro turned around. He still flicks and hits the head. Liege dead, 4-on-4, and Gambit just setting up into this A site once again. I mean, it's vertigo. You've seen it before. You know what to expect on this map. Molotov, Sui just doesn't want to be hit by the flames. Have that audio play against him. It's a good grenade, but you still expect these entries to come in for Gambit. Fallen's stripped down one, taking out Shiro. Axel is getting tagged up as well. This can still get out of control. Naf is sat in the default smoke. He gives it up. Stewie will even get checked. Hobbit, yes, looks into the corner. Fallen's scout falls, and 3-on-2. Suddenly the script is flipped. It's still winnable for Liquid, but Gambit with a weaponry advantage. Forget the plant. They are going to stick it. The cover is there, but Grim spams down Hobbit. Inters does not have time to get off the animation. Good chase for Grim. Inters rifle yet to be ready to fire. And Grim with a 3K finds that 4-spy round. Liquid, they couldn't do it on the previous map with these 4 spies. Neither team could. But already into vertigo, things heat up.
Throughout 2020, when we got to cover a lot of the NA events, Hugo, we saw Liquid playing vertigo quite a lot.
Yeah.
Obviously, times have changed for the Liquid squad since then. But, it was a map that they were always very, very keen to play into. It was one that was played a lot out in NA, even throughout early 2021. We've seen good stuff from Liquid here. So, it's going to be interesting to see both what, the new insight of Adren can bring to the table.
Getting that quick crane smoke before they commit. Bit of a one-way, lets you see the legs of players coming up. Eludes their vision. Still going to go right through with a flashbang. No fear for Gambit. They're in the bomb site. Elige about to find out the hard way. They line up, and he knocks them down. Bomb drop. Nafany's coming in for a shot. Elige would have been a dead man if he didn't escape right then and there. We talk about lurks, we talk about flanks, and we can't forget Shiro. He's right in the back line. Elige not checking it, just flashing his team back in. They're going to kill everyone. Forget Shiro. He's dead in the water. 1v3, and even though he might have the element of surprise, that will quickly be given up. Liquid have taken space. There's the shot from Shiro, but they're ready for this.
You can't give him too much control so that he can get that bomb back, but with where it's dropped, it's going to be a tricky retrieval. And Team Liquid, they can just double up at ramp, which is exactly what they're doing, right? They're playing two different angles of elevation. You've got Grim down the ramp and back on the plat. It's Naf ready to swing out at a moment's notice. So this should be an undoable clutch for Shiro. But the amount of times that's been said about this guy in these situations, you can't discount. There's the first, but that's the beautiful thing about that setup, right? Is you have that second swing further back, different angle, still able to double peek into it, and so you trade that favorably. Team Liquid, they steal away with a force fire in the second, and then when the rifles are out and Gambit are forcing back, they're able to weather the storm.
Yeah, massive play from Elige as well. The bomb site, good trade to close for Naf. I was still scared of a transfer there for Shiro. It had to be an instant trade. And now Liquid really control the CT side. Certainly, you know, you never count a team out before a game's done. Certainly not Gambit, but especially not on this map. Liquid are never going to be able to sit pretty or sit comfortable in this one. Especially not with the numbers you just told us. Those nades, often for the boost that we see teams like Gambit do. Over the smoke, but they don't have the weaponry for it. They're just going to try and run up. Hey, Elige, oh, he's in their position. Stewie was yesterday, and Fallen is going to be able to trade as both players get a double kill. Shiro wants the gun. They won't let him have it. Stewie chasing them down. Oh, get the rifle. Get the rifle, Stewie. Oh,
wow. He just styled on them so hard.
Calculated.
Stewie.
Elige is yelling, get the gun. Get the gun.
So he's like, it's cool, brother, look. Whoop, jumps up, grabs it after the respectful, what's another word for it, I guess we could say? The respectful sack tap, I guess we'll say.
Sack tap, one way to say it.
And so now, you know, 3-1 for Liquid, reinvestment back in for Gambit now. We got Shiro versus Fallen, looking to go head-to-head with these AWPs. But they're not destined to meet right off the bat. Shiro with his down at ramp, perhaps unsurprisingly. Fallen's, though, in middle is something that Hobbit was not ready for.
Mate, he was ahead of that flashbang. It's actually a good flash, but it's not for that close angle. It feels like Liquid just have, you know, something new every time. A trick up their sleeve, an ace in the hole, a joker in the deck. Fallen finds a freebie, taking out the top performer of the previous map. Gambit, look at the space they've been able to gain on A, but it goes both ways. Liquid are flanking. They've pushed in off of this mid kill, and no one is holding this. They were. Inter, so eventually has to bring that bomb. The call from Nafany is, mate, I'm in the site. Come help me. We don't have double smoke, so Inters is even more important to get up this ramp and lay up some util, at least cut off half of the bomb site. Liquid are just conceding. If they can molly the plant and delay it, that's even better, but it's no need. Elige has the round in the palm of his hand.
Oh, that one's free. The next one is going to cost him, though. Oh. Fallen dead on that smoke walk. Elige, jeez, look at the pace. That's the bomb, and he just shore Shiro over on the short side, even though the nade kill comes. Or the nade goes in, rather. Shiro's still going to deal with it. Now, left in another one of these clutches, while the rest of Team Liquid pounced onto this bomb site player in Nafany. Shiro baits the peaks, and there he is with the clutches. They're the rounds that we were missing out on back on Inferno. That's the old Shiro for you.
Great awareness. He's about to stick it, and then he realizes, no, Liquid are running him down. They're setting up util to pop back in, to catch him by surprise. He's so close that he hears that tick of the grenade and is able very quickly to dish out the death and dish out a round. 1v2 for Shiro. That's him back in control. Had a quiet first map, not today. Big pistol opener. Second round as well, won by him. Both these rounds Gambit have, you can pinpoint onto Shiro in a large degree, 9-4.
Something I am liking out of Liquid now, obviously, you know, maybe on the back of a Gambit round victory, not the time to talk about it, but we saw it. We've seen it a couple of times now. I love how they're addressing the lurks that we know Gambit likes to throw in, right? That was apparent back on Inferno, but here on Vertigo, they've already done some really, really nice stuff. When they were in that little, I think it was like 3-on-2 inside of the A-bomb site where Shiro's wrapping mid, just a round ago.
Yeah.
They all rushed the site, guys. The 2 players in the site, knowing that someone's probably flanking us, right, to take that map control away. Well, in the round prior, they went about dealing with that flank in another way. They instead tried to actively flush him out and have Fallen fight with the AWP to deal with a guy like Hobbit who is looking for some late mid control, right, trying to set up one of these big A-lurks.
It's good to have that confidence, that willingness to just take control, but it's actually what loses in that 2-on-1 as well, Harry. Elite! What if he had more ammo? Shiro is a dead man, and suddenly Liquid have the round. They still could. Shiro's been caught with a missed shot. Fallen's got a free AWP. Grim may as well grab a gun, but he's holding on to this B aggro. Would love to see Grim arm himself. He has now. Axel, thanks for the Mac 10, buddy. It's all on Nafany.
This was a USP round, and now another 1v2 required for Gambit to find a round. Nafany this time in the hot seat. Is he going to be the Shiro? Is he going to be the hero? He sees the first contact made, and there's Grim with the swing. They win it with USPs, for crying out loud. What just happened? Team Liquid are up onto 4, and Gambit, they are not going to be happy with how that round went whatsoever. You are not meant to lose those.
No, you're really not. What happened to Shiro middle as well? Leech gets a double from above. You don't hear the USP. You don't know where it's firing from, but he really wasn't ready for that one. Does get the flick after getting tagged, but one more missed shot. It's all pandemonium at that point. Liquid are pushing him down. They arm themselves. Grim could have grabbed a gun. Didn't need it. Double kill to close with a Deeg in the Mac 10 running. Absolute scenes on the B-bomb site, and Liquid are laughing again. Mate, they're making Gambit work for these rounds, right? Anything. I was going to say, you know, I said this earlier, don't count out Gambit. Don't count a game is closed if Liquid have a lead here on this map, but it goes both ways. Gambit need to know what they're up against. You've got to throw some respect the way of Liquid. Right now, they're demanding it. Through the smoke is Nafany. You can't see Stewie yet, though. He's sitting inside of it fully. And the fade may favor Stewie after all. There it is. He finds it. That moment of realization where it clicks and you can see something, a leg, an arm, anything is enough for Stewie. He takes 2 through the smoke, even pushing further. Fallen has the cover. And when we saw Fallen move to this AWP roll on Liquid, we saw a lot of great games out of him on this map. And this is no exception. 2 to start, and Stewie wants to close. Shoot somebody.
Beautiful. Hoo-wee! Stewie's giving the BM out. He's dishing it out high in supply. The mood seems to be good right now. And that is something that I think it's worth talking about as well. When we looked at that Liquid Nip game yesterday, Stewie wasn't having the best of times. Even though Liquid were winning, he was more just like playing to set up his teammates. He wasn't really getting stuck in. He would just run knife out in some situations and be a moving decoy, it felt like. And he was doing that voluntarily. But today, he's dishing out BM, he's smiling, he's laughing, he's having a good time. And we're getting a much better individual game out of him. So what do Liquid look like with another one of their players really looking switched on?
That is a good point, right? And he had a really good map to start the series, you know. Even had that double off, found a lot of impact with it. One round where he got caught by contact play. Otherwise, it was, you know, really successful for Liquid. And now we got Fallen hitting shots like that, little flicks. Elige, another mid flank. What a time to pull it in. No one's, again, considering it. Axel's just left this position. Gambit have done their early defaulting. Now they're 5 up on A. Now they are fully committed to this round, and they don't know what's coming in behind. Great grenade as well over the site. Elige, how much will he find? Last time they lost it in a 2v1 after Elige set them up for a win. Hobbit just getting traded. Everyone's fighting. Forget the flank. Elige is going to run it down. Shiro's not ready for the close player, and the bomb gets dropped yet again. What could go wrong? And nothing is the answer for Liquid. 6-2. Even with that flank, the willingness to take fights once again, Harry, is getting Liquid on the board.
Yeah, and this is the kind of confidence that Liquid fans have not seen Liquid play with for a long old while now.
The second best team in the world.
Exactly. It's no longer, you know, like, when you're confident versus Nip, there's an element of me that can understand that, right? Like, yeah, they've got Devices, this big-ticket player, someone who famously, back on Astralis, was always there to shut you down and ruin your life as a Liquid player, as a Liquid fan, as a Liquid investor even, probably. Ooh, but, you know, when it comes to this, like, versus Gambit, and you know, you were doing that versus Nip the other day, I thought maybe it could just be blind confidence, maybe you're coming off the back of, like, feeling really warmed up and good to go. I thought you'd be showing a lot more respect to Gambit, considering the heights this team have risen to, but no, apparently that's off the docket for today.
Whatever the game plan is working.
Well, so I mentioned how earlier on, right, they were doing this really nice job of like looking for the flanks either to shut them down early and have that create the 5-on-4, or they would like, you know, completely ignore a flanking player, kind of give them room, but focus on whittling down the other players. It feels like Gambit since have started to move away from having these lurks, and that's why we see guys like Elige getting all this room on these mid flanks. This is a lovely bit of conditioning. This is a lovely bit of calling out a Liquid.
Yeah, and we were talking about this, you know, off air, you know, between the maps, but it felt like the lurks from Gambit, the T side of Inferno, had absolutely zero impact, apart from Hobbit and the pistol and under, where Liquid fed him. It didn't feel like anyone got any value, right? Navi walking through B on late A plays, Hobbit up in the apartments, calling for rotates. Like, nothing ever went well for Gambit. So, you know, this is another thing that Liquid is just very cognizant of and shutting down easily. Elige, at the sandbags, they don't have the util to contend. They can't get him out of this position. He can just pivot, pick and choose his fights, and even call for flashbangs from his team. Right now, there aren't any other than Fallen, who's just getting back into position. Elige might need it. Fallen scoped up for first contact. He knows he's calling. They can't cross you, bud. Elige doesn't care. He takes it into his own hands. Another double. 3 in the round. Inters gets the trade, but he's not here to win it out. Fallen will make that certain. 3 and 2 from Elige and Fallen, and 7-2 from Liquid on Vertigo.
And as mentioned, this is about the Gambit have a 13-map win streak on. 13 maps in a row. That's a lot of maps. I shouldn't need to say it, but
and it checked out, Harry.
The maths does check out, though, doesn't it, Hugo? Like, that's unreal. And like I said, even throughout all the 2021, 26 and 2.
That's just obscene. Like, when was the last time you saw a team with that kind of record, right? And these are against tier 1 opposition. You know, we've all seen Gambit's rise to fame. This has not been in the tier 2 scene.
There is some CIS teams from the RMR.
Yeah, of course.
You know,
they are, well, I mean, that's a whole different conversation, but that's never free.
No, the old saying of the CIS RMR is like, you can be top 1 team in the world, but you're not even top 5 in the CIS RMR.
Yeah, exactly. You know, they
Oh, the timing on this boost is brutal. Nafi, this is a double. He's worked it out. Oh, no, it's gotten ugly. Tries to regain control. Nice. Stewie dead, and Nafi makes up for it. Double kill. The A-bomb site has been opened up. This could be how Gambit start to get back into this game.
Oh, that's so scary for Nafi. He didn't want to swing so wide that bottom player was holding him. He gets a lot of wallbang damage, and he even closes 2 kills. Now Liquid are locked out. They are not in position to deal with this round, but Fallen, that's an obscene flick to take down Nafi, to get a bit of vengeance in this one. You don't have damaging utility to stop a bomb. You might have to respect him, but why would Liquid respect them? Grim just throws himself into the bomb site yet again. You're still waiting for a lurk. You're still waiting for a flank that is not apparent. 2 players of Gambit on the bottom site wondering why they're not getting the fights, and they could come at any moment. Plant's stuck. Liquid have to respect that at least. They're set up for the retake.
That has so often been like this this brick wall player who could just, you know, always step up, get himself a multi-kill. We kind of need that now more than ever, right? He's on this little swing. If you remember, he closed out a round with a double lineup over in this A-bomb site, just round to go. But this angle from Hobbit is dirty. It's filthy. Fallen's trying to USP him out, but he can't. Hobbit refuses to go down. I love that position. The pole is absorbing all the damage that Naf's throwing his way.
Fallen hit him twice with the USP as well. Like, you know, first swing and second could not close him out. Just trying to get rid of him before the trade comes. This was impressive, right? Recovering this spray. It may not look pretty, but the results speak for themselves. Fallen hits a banging flick, and Hobbit close with a 2K. Not even leaving it down to a clutch. Oh, it's a wild spray for Hobbit. Gambit have used 3 out of 4 timeouts already with 10 rounds into the map. Gambit are just trying to hold on. And that is something to be said with the numbers thrown at your ears on their win streaks. Fallen with another AWP. Shiro will meet him there And a far better game from Shiro gives you hope at a recovery. On the flip side, we need a recovery from players like Axel, 1 in 10. Silent start. You know, one change as well is we often in the past saw a Liege towards this B bomb site on this map on the CT side, often left to get nothing done. I actually like how they're throwing him in with Stewie and Fallen on A, getting a lot more impact out of a Liege. This time it's Stewie going up and over, and now down. Hobbit beats the Molotov, he has to. Didn't want to run back. They might deliver him another kill, a Liege. Always good to get involved, even with Stewie gone.
Hobbit's on a bit of an awkward timer, and that looked good on, man. Fallen, quick reactions to mop this up. There's a late B play coming in for Gambit while they've directed the attention towards middle and A. They've moved in to an empty B bomb site, both Naf and Grim, giving a lot of room to their opponents here. A lot of respect being shown. Bomb now looking to make its way into the site, but Team Liquid looking to just play this one in a 4-on-3. Elige coming in on another one of these lurks. Now, his lurk only gets more impactful if his teammates find kills in the site, right? Because suddenly Shiro can't dedicate to this angle. So right now, we're relying on these boys from CT to find something. You've got Inters and Axel to go up against them. The smoke's down, cutting the site in two. Grim dead after one, but now Shiro's attention has been pulled away. Elige coming in, makes noise up the stairs. That gives up the aim of the game. Someone's going to get on the ball. And Shiro won't let them in. The no-scope to close. And Shiro rises once more as the clutch king of Gambit to put up a fourth.
Oh my goodness, Liquid did everything they could, but terrified as Shiro. How can you blame them? Elige runs up the stairs. It's that info that gives Shiro the first kill. You put it perfectly, Harry. His attention was drawn out, but Liquid were not ready to trade him out there. Hoping maybe he's at Tetris, maybe he's at double. No, he found the one position with cover. And that's a massive round. You can see Gambit starting to get hyped now. They know this is still winnable. They're not out of the woods yet. Liquid may have had a dominant lead to start this map, but Gambit are keeping them contained. Despite Fallen's efforts with the AWP as well. Shiro is rivaling that. Pretty much the same score. And this is Liquid's money on the edge as well, right? 7 rounds is no 1/2 by any means. So Liquid, if they lose this one, suddenly Gambit are right back in. Raring to go, foaming at the mouth. Full nades, 1 kit, and just enough to make this buy work. Oh!
Stewie.
Yeah, he's been taking a lot of aggression on A, and Gambit has started to at least trade it, at worst case. Now they've taken a 5v4, and that is rare to be said as well. This A bomb site's often been either Stewie getting involved and getting 1-for-1s and then having a lead trade and follow up, or it's been Fallen finding a 5-on-4 and backing out and playing these like elevator boost setups where Liquid just swing you as you're trying to plant. This time Gambit have all the room in the world to do what they want, to fake out Liquid, to show presence on either side. Will Fallen show respect, restraint, or will he be patient?
Wow. So once again, the thing that let Team Liquid down, you know, when this B play came in was they'd elected to take a much heavier stance on A. Thankfully, Fallen should be about to call that off, right? He's just peaked ramp with the AWP. And so Grim is now back in the B bomb site. But with him dead right away, this might just have to be a save for Team Liquid. You're too far removed from B. Really, even if Grim had gone 1-for-1, I don't think that would have been enough to entice you back in. None for one. That ain't it, Chief.
Yeah, that might be the worst trade deal. So definitely save your weapons, save your dignity. And Gambit, nice to see a bit more variation, right? They've done a lot of A takes, and it would have been tempting to do that again with that pick, but Liquid was stacked up. Elige, oh, he needs this gun. Even if Gambit trade kills here, they're happy. It locks out one. Second contact is going to be made for this teammate. If needed, Elige spraying a lot. Deeg's out. Is anyone going to save him? There it is. Naf doubles up. Elige even hit that Deeg. And Gambit, hell, you win the round, but at what cost? You lose almost every gun. Axel still needs to get out of harm's way. Oh, thanks for the AWP, boys. Better than nothing.
The one thing that's concerning me is, you know, outside of that lovely little 2K for Nafany over at the A-bomb site, right? And obviously he's the guy directing the flow of this one, which, you know, these B plays have been looking good. A lot of the power right now is just coming from two people in Shiro and Hobbit, doing the bulk of the heavy lifting, right? Shiro looking a lot better on the AWP. You could attribute, I think, 3 of these rounds to him winning clutches. And Hobbit being someone who's been great at securing these opening kills and this ramp control over towards A, it just makes me nervous because I'm so used to seeing a name like Axel up there alongside them in these situations, right? If you're able to win rounds with him not performing, that's all well and good. But how long can these two keep it up on this side of Gambit? Will we get a late game activation out of Axel? Because if we did, imagine how much sweeter this scoreline could be right now for Gambit.
Hey, there's still time to get it sweeter. There's still time to ripen the pot. Can still win the half. Shiro looking for more openers. He's tried the A angles. Now he's back to B. Mid, Gambit has just been terrified away from all half, right? With double setups there. Every time they go, they got eco'd in middle. They got that fallen aggro peak to find a Hobbit in the ladder. There's nothing good to say about mid for Gambit in this game, and so they shall just not touch it. Will that mean more flanks for Liquid? They could. They're set up with double in mid right now. Fallen's trying to get that A info. They're very close. How does he hit these flanks so consistently? They look undoable, to say the least. Fallen finds him time after time, round after round. He's going back for more. They're trying to spam his exit, catch him on the retreat. He's not retreating. He's getting back involved. Shiro mollies him, though. Still heavy A setup for Liquid. We've seen what happens with Gambit go a man up. Now it's Liquid. Oh, right on control. Sui trades and Elige keeps it up with a double headshot in the spray. Suddenly this round is all Shiro again, but it wouldn't be his first clutch.
Yeah, but clutching at 7 HP, 1v3, that's a very different vibe to the situations he's been in before. First thing he'll face is this AWP on Fallen, and that'll be the last. He takes his head off through the crane. Heavy lifting from Fallen's AWP. And 8 now on the board for Team Liquid. Yeah. I thought Stewie had really screwed the pooch with that ramp peak, mate, but no, he absolutely lights them up. He does damage, he spots that there's loads there, and then it really enables that swing from Elige to come through.
And that's what we've had so consistently, right? Stewie going in, getting aggro, getting 1-for-1, but then Elige bails them out, and he like always seems to set them up favorably.
Yeah, no, dude, Stewie's impact has been great, right? Like, so many of these rounds, and even looking back to yesterday, it's the space he was creating, it's the opportunities, it's the info.
Yeah, worth noting as well, at the end of that round for any naysayers, Grim, he swapped his FAMAS for a Galil. If that doesn't tell you which is better, I don't know what will at this point. FAMAS fans molding. Learn. Get better. Galil over FAMAS every day of the week. Just in case you were wondering, Grim gonna try and show what it can do on this B-bomb site. He's got a bait player as well, hiding at the back of the site. Flash in, Grim's blind, there's Naf helping out. Grim will get glocked at range. Naf is not safe either. Molly is deep. They are up and past it, and Naf might need a pistol. Instead, Elige just sprays down 2 through the wood. All right, Elige, any more? This guy's had enough.
All right, Elige, we get it. Look, you're looking for more highlight clips to go in the little movies. All right, bud. That one's going in there, right? The little jump. Woo!
Welcome back to B, Elige, as well. You know, he typically has been there in the past, but, you know, leaving Grim and Naf to do it on these mid and B setups. And Elige still comes in to steal the eco kills, keeping those stats high. Stay winning. 9-5, and Liquid double digits would be delicious. They went, I think, 9-6 in the first half. The T side of Inferno. So why not one up it?
I mean, if we can just get this Elige and Fallen every damn day, then I don't know. I know what I'm trying to say with this. You guys
are making noise. There's a lot more pro to go, Harry. It's 2 out of 2 so far.
But these are the big 2. Boost up in middle.
First time we've seen Gambit take mid and actually get anywhere here without, you know, losing lives. Oh, blink! No, okay, I was going to say, Fallen hits that, I'm taking off my headset and I'm going home. That would be too much. Finally, put down. And Liquid want to fight them. Liquid don't want to concede this control yet again. They're not comfortable with the idea of Gambit getting up and over. And so they take back mid. Gambit are fine. They can reset. They can leave mid themselves. They can go back to their full attack on either site. But when we have seen this and Gambit leave mid, Liquid do like to test the limits, push it, try and find flanks. I wonder if Elige is doing that again. Of course he is. Don't tell me you're going to go down ladder. No, he backs out. Liquid just roaming around the map. Make sure that lurk is not there anymore. And now they sneak 3 over towards A. No information for Gambit. And they're walking into the Lion's Den.
Yeah, they see it's looking mighty clear, but they know it might not stay this way for long. There's an attempt at a run boost here.
Call that the rush lead. Oh,
Lee's dead right away. That is a big hitter now removed from this A site hold. There's very little time left, but all these mollies that could have gone in were removed on the openers that Gambit found. And so now just Grimithy, just a little Grimithy that believed, but he's in a 1-on-4 and Gambit are locking him out. It's a 9-6 half once again. Inferno ended up going the way of Liquid from this point, but Gambit, something tells me these CIS boys have still got some fight left in them.
Hey guys, it's Robs. I'm going to show you a few tips and tricks on Vertigo B and how I prefer to anchor sometimes, and maybe you can implement it to your own playstyle. So on Vertigo B, if you want to play around the site and you're mostly alone, then you can just use this box here to get the information if they're coming up the stairs. And if they do, you want to use your smoke and save your smoke for that. You can just use your smoke like this. And they're just gonna buy you a lot of space, because you can, like, okay, they're coming, you're gonna fall back, and now you're buying time for your teammates to rotate, and they can always flash above the site here. You're just gonna play around the smoke, they might jump on top, and just try to frag as much as you can. And the most important thing is that you just buy time. Good way to hold B is when you have 2 people holding it, and one of them is playing around this general area, so he's gonna hide and hold wood if they can boost and jump on top of it, and you have your teammate around the site somewhere just spotting down the info if they're coming up. If they execute and your teammate is telling that they're coming up, you can also use your smoke here. This is what I like to do sometimes, and you're basically blocking this whole area, and you can just hide here, you can jump on top of this, and you can again buy a lot of time. And by then, like, your teammates are going to be window flashing above you, and you can just pick off all the guys here easily, and even fall back to quad, because if they molly it, it's going to obviously dissipate and come back. So if you want to play aggressive, I usually just play around wood and kind of try to capitalize on the timings. I'm feeling really comfortable here when I play, and sometimes I have a teammate right there holding a flash, which is gonna land like this. I'll show you now. You just go against this wall and I aim on this line, and it has to go between the stairs and the wood. So just about there, and this flash would land right down the stairs, and if you want, you can peek down with it. And just playing around the wood in general is a good way to be aggressive, and you can always fall back if needed to do so. Alright, that was it. These were some quite common setups on Vertigo B, and you'll probably see some teams using them in Pro League. But if you'd like, you can try them out, and you can tell me how they work on social media.
The hope of NA rears its head once again, but is it all just a bit of a ruse as Liquid hold another lead going into their T side? Will they be able to close? Will they be able to shut out the CIS Legends of Gambit? Or is this just going to be another drop in the bucket for Liquid? These are the questions, and the answers are just around the corner. Liquid, however, looking far better than previous forms. And Gambit going to have to be late risers in this series if they want to keep it going. 6 rounds on the T side is fine, but a pistol round would make it theirs.
Yeah, it's weird, you know, like, it's very, very hard to quantify where this Liquid squad are at right now. We just kind of don't really know. If history is anything to go by, right, I would have said 9 rounds might not be enough, especially if this pistol doesn't go their way. But I think they are above and beyond what has been expected of this squad so far. And so how do you attempt to quantify that? I don't think you can. I think we just have to wait and see what the results are. Stewie's lining up this generator smoke. Fallen, gonna Marley out this back left position. That kind of ruins Axel's game plan. The smoke draws the attention away. And Hobbit's killing folks through the gen smoke. This is a rough old B take for Team Liquid. They still haven't flushed out Axel, and I think it was so long that they actually discounted anyone even being there. Yeah. I think they thought that was like the mind game smoke, where you smoke a molly like what you would do at like sandbags, for example, on the A site.
Also helps Axel didn't throw his own smoke. Someone threw it for him. So it's like, yeah, it feels like the bait play, the longer it lasts, the less you consider. Plus, you know, every time you're looking at the smoke and looking at default, Hobbit is just re-peeking, finding more and more damage, tagging up armorless players. Yeah, look, there's no respect for Hobbit, and that's kind of how Liquid fared as well on the CT side. They had a lot of rounds where, you know, where it slowed down. These 3-on-3s on A, Liquid would just charge you with no warning. To you know, good and bad results, mainly good though. And so Gambit take a leaf out of their book and just keep up the pressure. Liquid now 4 Glocks out middle. They've already won a full eco this game.
You don't win these rounds.
No, you really don't.
And if they do,
they don't.
I'll eat a shoe. Right? There we go.
What could go wrong?
It's never gone wrong for anyone else before. And it won't go wrong for me, baby.
Hey, you made a safer prediction, definitely. That's going to be just fine and dandy. Gambit up to 8. Here's a gun round for Liquid. They go for the full eco. They've got everything they need except the AWP. That can come later, because they know they can steal this round away from a fairly weak weaponed Gambit. Not that weapons are ever going to stop you, as we've already learned.
Isn't that the whole nature of this game?
Yeah.
Weapons stopping you from achieving your goals.
Well, let's see how these MP9s and Famine fare. Hobbit, he's just going for it right out in middle, and he dodges death at least.
Yeah, only for a moment. There is a player in ladder that could have swung this. Now with the smoke going in, Fallen's role transitions from someone that could have provided that opener to just making sure there's no, you know, no screwing around this smoke. They start to lean into middle while Elige is working the ramp control. This is the bonus round out of Gambit, as you pointed out. And with Nafany opening up onto Elige, that is quite the head to find to open up this round.
Fast over Con, the SMGs are going to be great here. Grim sits in the Molotov, he burns to a crisp as Inter shoots him as well. Oh, Liquid have been locked out of middle. Gambit have dealt with this very well, and even though they've taken significant damage, they've still got 5 alive. Stewie surprising them at B. He is far deeper than they're ready for. He could have killed Axel there. Look at the wrong way. Axel still has no clue that Stewie got to this position, but he may have missed his timing, his opportunity. Instead, he's telling his team to group up, get ready to go off the back of his escalated position, and Axel still doesn't know.
Oh, now the swing, and there's Stewie emerging from his little hole. They didn't know about him. And so he strikes them as a bit of a surprise. That's going to open up the route to a bomb plant here. The rotation of Hobbit is a long way away, but Shiro, he doesn't need rotates, mate. He will ruin it all for Team Liquid. Striking 2 off the tally. Nafly left in this clutch. It's a lot of damage, but Shiro is there to close. It wasn't a clutch, but it may as well have been. He does it all.
Yeah, 1v3 at the bomb site, right? His team, I love that. They throw themselves around gens. They really set him up for the round as well. In that 3-on-1, it could have been easy to just try and get involved after you've taken the first 2 kills, even running in the first one. But he waits for his team. He makes sure there's no way that Naf could possibly win that round. And Gambit instantly are back in control. But, Harry, we're seeing so many similarities to Inferno. At this point in the game, if we're going back, we cast our minds to that first map, this is where both teams started to trade rounds. This is where, you know, it felt like Gambit may still be in control. They've equaled the scoreline. They've swapped some gun rounds, and then Liquid just ran away with it right at the end. It's not going to be as easy, especially not on the T side. And Gambit have got all the money in the world. They've got 3 AK-47s and an AWP. That was 2 MP9s, 2 Famises, and a Scout. And look what they come out with.
Oh, mate, you'll take that all day long. And, you know, even for Gambit in that first half, it wasn't till we were, you know, very, very deep in. I think it was round 10 where they even started to streak rounds together. Up until then, it was sporadic little sprinklings here and there, right? They won the pistol, then lost to the Deegs, if you remember. Then they win one more rifle round, and then it's right back to... I mean, well, that was the full USP round.
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
That was weird.
Yeah, so this is where Gambit definitely should be taking leads, and you know, you only have a Galil surrounded by pistols here for Liquid. Ooh, almost catching navi by surprise, but Elige dead first. Axel's still 2 and 14. The fact that Gambit are holding on here with a player at this scoreline is impressive enough. 1 kill in the first half, 1 kill in the pistol round. And so if he suddenly wakes up and just has a couple of rounds, that's almost like adding a 5th man to the tally. Don't get me wrong, he's providing in other ways than just the kills, but add some kills, mate. You've got yourself a recipe for success. You've got yourselves a 3rd map, maybe. That will be Mirage, if you're wondering.
Yeah, Gambit want to do everything in their power to take us there. This round, it's the 2 injured Deagles around Stewie's hero Galil. He can no longer be that guy to run in, you know, the wild man of Team Liquid. They learn about this player over on the sandbags. This time he does drop his own smoke, does navi. However, that molly is going to burn out one, maybe even more than that. Stewie's brought down low, does get all the way up into the site.
What?
Whoa, my goodness. Fallen has wrapped them on the sandbags as well. It's chaotic.
Weird.
And you do a little bit of damage there, and at the very end, do they find the AWP? They just get it.
That's risky. He just threw his gun out there and ran through the smoke, hoping you could end up with nothing. But well worth the risk to get Shiro his primary weapon. Would have had money for it elsewhere or otherwise, but yeah, good round out of Gambit. navi still so long in that sandbag smoke. That's so weird. Stewie's just trying to kill the boost player. Hobbit gets up in his face with another big round, and Hobbit is having a great game as well. He was definitely a slower start on this map, but 23 and 13, top of the team. This is Gambit trying to take us the full distance. Fighting for ramp. They concede eventually and let Liquid take some space, using their own smokes against them.
Shiro looking like he wants to fight this, though. Oh my god, how? What? Grim, I do not know. That was so fast out of Shiro. And now he's re-peeking again, this time in at the top of ramp. Fallen, this isn't a freebie. There's 2 here. You cannot fight this with the AWP. You would be digging the hole even deeper, and even then, you're lucky that navi has shown any kind of mercy here. Any kind of mercy to let this AWP back up and get out of there. Oh my god, Fallen's going back in.
The fate.
Will he show mercy back? No! That's what mercy gets you. navi blown away by the AWP.
Only Axel.
And that's drawing the rotation away. Axel, bottom of the board. He sees a barrel, but if that's the kind of game he's having, he's crumbling under the pressure, calling for rotations, calling for someone to come back and help him. But Fallen is still working this A bomb site. Shiro hidden at sandbags, getting cheeky with it. Fallen does have a molly, and they know he's here. He could look to molly the sandbags, but he's not. He's walking up. He's not checking it. That Molotov goes in over on the boost instead. You will not expect Shiro here, and he can end the whole damn round. There's one. Now they know about the AWP. Still he's caught changing weapons, and Shiro, whoa, the no-scope to close it. Look at him go. That's the Shiro we know and love.
How many of these rounds just feel like clutches, right? They're not clutches, they're 3v3s, and Shiro needs absolutely no support. Look how it started. Look how he took down Grim. I can't explain it. Can you?
Like,
there's a little gap there in the yellow, right? You
I know there's a little gap, but come on!
Shiro's got pride eyes, and the USP to find Stewie, then the no-scope, it's deja vu. He's done it on both bomb sites now.
Bloody hell, Shiro. That is just an incredible round of Counter-Strike. Stewie even dropping the chair down at the end of that one.
Yeah. And it felt
he ain't lounging out here, is he, mate? No sort of vacation. It's more of a hospice right now. That's what Shiro's putting them in.
Felt like he was a bit sleepy on the first one, Harry. We just didn't get anything out of Shiro worth talking about. Well, this is not the first map. Shiro looking for more. Careful, the gap in the yellow. Nafany's taken one. Shiro knows they're up close. Nafany Ding needs to get out of there, and he just about does. Only pistols here for Liquid. This should still be a shoe-in for Gambit. Just how much damage can Liquid really do? How many can they take down with them? Don't want to boost up here. Gambit give it all away and fall back to the safety of the bomb site. Making use of the little util they have left up. Talk a little util, Grim has the only smoke for Team Liquid. And it's not going to cause much respect. Nafany's even been given the orb. Shiro back on an org. Scope will do. Gambit know the pressure's on Liquid here as well. They're in no hurry to give up kills.
Well, here comes the Deegs. Do-do-do-do. Bomb plant down, fallen, making money for his team. Ooh, accidental kill to Shiro back in CT. Takes a bullet. And now Stewie in the clutch, only arm with a deagle. And it should be an impossible round. They're on the bomb, Stewie's not peeking. And so Inters wins it just by sticking on the diffuser. Not really much that Stewie could have looked to do there. As soon as he swings, he is a dead man.
They're happy with that round. You know, they barely bought. So, you know, bomb plant, bit of damage here and there. Liquid are really just waiting for the rifle round. They've had all the time in the world to talk this one over, to figure out what they're going to throw at Gambit. Right now, Shiro just throwing his life into the rounds. And Nafany taking the AWP on 10 health. Doesn't hold him back by any means. Axel still 2 kills. And that is all the more credit to the rest of Gambit for keeping themselves in this one. 12-9. That was an attempt to some kind of run boost, it seemed like there for Gambit. Some spawns getting taken, but instead it's just a boost up. Elevated angle above the ramp. Grim could counteract everything here, though. Still that sandbags play to worry about. Shiro gets flashed off. Grim gives it up. He knows there's a few players up on this top site. Bomb is here as well.
Oh, that's a nice opener. Shiro looking for the trade, but also trying to get back to sandbags. He was in 2 minds about that decision. You understand why he's having a great game. He wanted to just trade that out, but he knows that if he hangs around to fight, he's dead after 1. He gets caught between 2 places, and now Elige, he's going places too. He's going into the B-bomb site. Screw it, why not take CT spawn while you're here? It's a lovely place to be. It's a lovely bit of real estate to have. And this round, something would have to go disastrously wrong for Gambit to win it. This should just be a save with Team Liquid out-positioning the Gambit crew like this.
They're trying to kill everyone as well. Gambit don't know until the bomb gets planted. They got them trapped, and Grim unleashes hell. 2 headshots, no save today for Gambit, so at least whittling away at that. Pretty built economy the Gambit have. They call their final timeout. Remember when they used the first 3 in the first 10 rounds? Remember when Liquid were in full control of this game? That is not the case anymore. It's a massive, clean round out of Liquid. Can they keep it up? Is it a one and done? This was 7-2 at one point. This was 9-5. But despite all of these numbers that favored Liquid, Gambit starting strong on the CT side has given them quite the buffer. Double orb coming in. Axel, at this point, you can't be against her, right? Like, he's not had a good game. He's missed some of the, you know, seemingly simplest rifle shots and just been getting beamed. And so giving him an AWP can just be a reset, a different gun, an easy gun, as people on the forums will say. It's just one click, man. Just shoot him.
It is easy, though.
Yeah, it's just one click. Yeah,
right?
Easy. Let's see what he can do with it. And you know what I will say about Axel is, yeah, he's having a mare, but has he ever died first? Has he ever been feeding? Has he ever been the cause of the problem for Gambit? No, not really.
No, he hasn't. Now that you've said that, he's almost destined to be the first to die in this round.
He's 1-1 in opening duels. Like, that is absolutely fine. There is nothing wrong with that.
Why would you curse him like this?
Yeah, what I'm saying is nothing can go wrong for Axel.
Nafany, thank goodness, bails him out. In the sense that he might not be the first to die now.
Might still die.
He's still good, right?
Oh, everyone's blind.
Shiro!
Oh, Axel has nades out. Don't know what he thought. Lee just so deep up into the bomb site off the back of that little boosty-woosty. And it's something that Axel has held for before, but not today. Not when it really matters. 4 on 3. Good grenade. Lee taps out another. And with the bomb getting planted, Liquid looking like a lock-in. I don't want to get ahead of myself, though. 2 top players in the round, and they're gone. They're done. They're done for, Harry. The curses are lifted.
A part of me wants to see Clutch King Shiro's zip zoom bang in towards that B-bomb site.
But the reason he won't, Harry, is look at that money. Look at the stonks.
Stonks are at all-time low right now for the Gambit side. That is for sure. That much is for certain. And with the Shiro AWP still in play, right? Like, even though you know you're not going to come in with a lot in this follow-up round, you've still got your golden ticket, right?
I want to look at Spawn for Shiro next round. Where will he start, right? Because you are basically requiring him to throw himself in and get involved. He actually has the worst spawn possible for the CT side of this map. How fun is that?
Oh, he does.
I have cursed him. I have actually cursed him.
He does. He's got the worst spawn going. Doesn't have a spawn peak for anywhere.
Yeah. Furthest left you can be. So, poor Shiro, I'm sorry, bud. 12 to 11. And otherwise, this AWP is just a full eco, right? Gambit is just holding on. And even if Shiro dies here, you'd love to double save, but he doesn't need to in order to have an AWP next.
Look at Hobbit taking this controller middle. There and back again. Really is a Hobbit's journey after all. Shiro with this AWP, donning a bit of mid control. Grim, there's a player down ramp hiding in this short smoke, now wrapping up behind him. Grim doesn't know.
Oh my goodness.
Nafany hasn't seen anything either. No. Nafany's in a very weird spot now, but could get away with something big. Fallen, like not even really looking at the screen. That's the bomb, that's an AWP. And they do trade it, they get it back under control, but it's not comfortable, it's not clean, and Grim's also tagged down low by the P250 on this A-bomb site while all this is happening. These are the rounds where you can get in your head a bit, you can start to make mistakes, because you don't want to get eco'd while they're going into the B site, they're going in to the Shiro AWP. This is the Lion's Den now, boys. Shiro has not missed many shots today, you've got to deal with him. You've got to deal with this man. Back at the site now, bomb plant coming in for Team Liquid. A lot of damage onto the pistols, but these guys, they're just secondary characters to Shiro's brilliance in this round. He's the guy who's meant to be delivering the goods, or so we thought. Inters has turned the advantage back in favor of Gambit. Stewie and Grim are both feeling the pressure. Now, you don't have a kit, so time is a problem. All retrievable for Hobbit, the rest of Gambit moving into the site, and eventually you've got to stop looking at this flank. You have to turn your attention inwards. It's damage to Shiro. Now Hobbit comes in, and it's the 1-2 punch, but no time because of that lack of kit.
That's absolutely horrible for Gambit. What a nice try. What a great flank. It was so late, it wasn't being considered, and that's because, well, it was late enough they couldn't have won the round. Hobbit. I thought Elite cycled the AWP off the map as well. All he did was take it to B. It almost let them down. Hobbit didn't want to grab it initially. You're wondering why he's staring at it. It's because he thinks they're holding it. And when the AWP disappears, suddenly they know he's there. He takes the drive-by. He gets both kills, but it means nothing. Saves an AK instead anyway. And man, that's got to hurt for Hobbit. All the kills, none of the time. If Shiro goes in any earlier, he's probably dead as well with 10 health. They had to wait for Hobbit.
We're at 12-12 now, Hugo. We're getting a lights-out game from guys like Hobbit, guys like Shiro on the side of Gambit. Liquid are having to do all they can to stop what is essentially a 2-man army bearing down upon them.
Yeah, okay. There we go. There's another opener.
Nafany breaking the silence, and he has been good at getting these openers, taking and involved in a lot of the opening duels for Gambit.
Yeah, you call it a 2-man army, but now really, you know, in another argument, it's a 4-man army, right? Like, where is Axel? He still is on 2 kills. Remember, his second kill was the pistol round. He hasn't had a kill all half otherwise. Fallen has found Shiro. What an opener, keeping things back in this 4-on-4. Fallen tries to hold on to short still. And so, yeah, you know, not to rag on Axel anymore, but he'll be ragging on himself if he's the reason that this B site continues to fall. Liquid have made it their game plan to abuse Axel until the cows come home. Flash, Axel, not pushed off, he still gets the kill, that's better than nothing. Stewie trades, 3-on-3, Gambit, they've lost their AWP, they've got the kit this time around. They need to make this retake happen, they can't afford to throw in the round. Nafany's on a big flank, but it will take time. How long is Fallen going to hold for that?
Oh, Nafany's making noise on the railing. And so he's going to not go on the flank. He's actually going up the mid ladder to come and join these guys in mid. He's just wasting Fallen's time. And so temporarily, you've got a 3-on-2 in the site. They're ready for Naf. Stewie, as he tries to swing to trade this, is really in hot water. There's the first. Stewie's getting pressured now, but Diamond's made under pressure. And Stewie, trying to shine bright. And the time runs out. Stewie's won it to time, and Team Liquid take the lead. 13 on the board, all the kills for Gambit, but none of the glory.
How many times has that been said, right? How many times have Gambit found 5 frags, but no time for the defuse? These B-holds for Liquid, lights out in the post plant, no matter who's there. Oh my goodness, Harry. This was 6 in a row for Gambit. This felt like they were back. This felt like Mirage was an inevitability. 13 win streak. And now that 6-round streak is crumbled. 4 in a row for Liquid. Money broken again. Gambit rebuying this one. But it's far from pretty. It's far from their best buy. Shiro was the first to fall from Gambit at least last round. This time he gets involved, tagging Fallen into the leg. Not a kill. And not onto Elige either, doing his best to try and take this round by storm, and instead it's up to Nafany, who has been good at opening frags.
Fallen seems so cognizant of this. Oh, it's Elige to get it! Nafany's playing a tiny little gap on the smoke. Now, 2 of these players are still very, very low, but as this... No! Stewie looks away at the worst possible timing.
Look at the health. The orb tag, the dink, it's all done a lot of damage to Liquid. They are not in safekeeping by any means. Axel's fallen. Careful, mate. They heard that one. They're right around the corner, and the nade will finish off Elige deep in the halls. Axel's going through. He's sending it. He's trying to win the round on his own. This is his first multi-kill round in the map. And there might be many more to be found. MP9 and 2 10-health players. He's trying to churn them up. The nade, 2 of them. 2 kills from Gambit with HEs. And Grim, he's got to do it all on his own. He can't. Shiro's found it. Looking for 30. It's round the corner.
And Fallen has to come to terms with the fact that the feeling of being in the lead is a fleeting feeling for Team Liquid, right? They're immediately back under that pressure again. And now you've given Axel any reason at all to build up some confidence. He was having a performance where you could only be in your own head. Well, finally, you got a bit looser with it. You got a bit wild with it over towards B, and you had your best round yet. Now, that's not to say he's going to come running at you every round with the MP9. But it does just give him that reminder, oh, my bullets are hitting people. My nades do actually do damage.
Yeah, the calls coming through at the start of the round as well, right? Like, even though the first kill comes up for Liquid, it's like Shiro calls the leg, Nafany calls the dink. So they knew what was up. They knew that that MP9 spam was not going to be a problem. And nades as well, just oversee. Gambit holding on, even when you think they're ready to finish off, they're just about done. Back in the oven for another 20 minutes, please. This game is getting cooked.
The thing that's getting really screwed now is that, like, Liquid know how close they have Gambit to breaking point, right? They know the money of Gambit is on the edge. They know that winning that last round would have been huge in the implications of winning the series.
Would have been the game.
Exactly. And so now they're really feeling this temptation to keep the pressure applied. But as you just highlighted, it's been 4 rounds in a row for Liquid. Their loss bonus not at all established. The loss in this round means Gambit are up onto 14 and Liquid have to eco. So they've all in this. They've gone for all the glory, essentially. But it might leave them with the devastating cost, the devastating reality of having nothing and giving up 15 to your opponent if this round does not pan out.
Yeah, they need results. If Naf goes mid, there's a double setup that will surely take him out. If he doesn't, then we might have that flank from Hobbit that Elige ran a lot on the CT side, that Hobbit's been doing, you know, to different successes on the mid flanks, on the late lurks, double boost up, trying not to, ooh, don't want to make noise, it's always scary. So gets out of dodge. Axel still on the bomb site. Still a problem. A flash kill comes in. Axel anymore. Another multi-kill could keep Gambit in this one, but they chase him down through the smoke. Weird smoke onto default. You just need to get the plant. Grim taking space so they can't trade it out. Grim now goes back to stick the plant as he's thrown it. 4-on-4. Inters, watch out, you're low. No flanks today. Gambit are coming in fully on the retake.
Yeah, this leaves a 3-on-4 actually in the site itself. Grim is up close with a Mac-10 playing around this smoke, but there is a timer on this position. There is a timer on Grim and how much he can look to get away with. With no fight coming in while the smoke's down, he's just got to wait at the generators. Now, last time Gambit was so ready for this. Fallen and Stewie are doing it all, and in the blink of an eye, 3 kills have come in. Liquid are up onto 14. Shiro is left saving this AWP. And so Liquid, they took all the risks with the investment here, and now they get to reap that reward. Look at what this has done to Gambit.
Yeah, no doubt they're still going to try and fight for this, right? They're still going to buy in. Very likely, I would. You can get 2 M4s plus the AWP, but it's up against everything here. Even though Axel is starting to actually find success towards B. It initially was nothing, right? It was initially just Liquid getting in for free. Now he's finding success, and they're still winning the post plants. Stewie has been a beast in B post plants, right? Back-to-back multi-kills in that round, or in that site rather. And they're just going to go back for it. Leech, no fear, right through the smoke, preemptively thrown in case a Molotov comes down for Gambit, and one will. Forces a bit of respect out of Leech on the stairwell.
Right, so these are the moments that, like, famously Liquid always used to crumble in, right? These rounds that would go on to win you the game, which this one very much is. Yep. They're not out of the woods yet, right? This is the easiest path to a victory you are going to have in this entire series. They've fumbled the boost a little bit, so Axel should be aware. He should be ready.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, they keep fumbling it, and now he's going to go over. Set up by Inters with the flash, and he makes out like a bandit.
Yeah.
Axel's starting to find himself in these last few rounds, and starting this one off in a 5-on-3 for the Gambit squad. Even more damage. The MP9 might be his weapon after all.
Yeah, forget the rifles, forget the orb. What a recovery story. And look at the space Gambit have taken. They're smoking down deep A ramp. They're even making it very clear as well, nading the bridge. Liquid, are they calling it off? Are they calling the save? They are backed up into spawn, knives out, chatting it away. If Gambit do not feed them in this 5-on-3, which I can tell you they won't, then this might be Liquid throwing it in.
Oh, bro, this is a save for sure. The only way that you've got guns looking forward is if you keep these 3 players alive right now.
You can throw over an AK as well, Stu, with a bit more bonus, but damn. Axel just decided the fate of Liquid. That boost, last time they did it, they got a lead up. They tried to put a second again, but that second player made noise, so they just dropped. They pretended, we never did it in the first place. And the Leech actually got into the bomb site and was able, he died immediately, but he was able to get the space into B. This time, Axel hears not just 1 player jumping on the head, but 2. He knew exactly what was going down there.
It's almost poetic that the guy struggling, the horrific B holds we've had out of Axel, well, it's him to now potentially have stolen the matchup away from Liquid.
And the issue is, even though you want to go back to A, you've not been there in a while, right? You've been doing these B plays for the last 6-7 rounds, and when you were going A, it was Shiro finding openers, it was his triple setup of Shiro, Nafany, and Hobbit just destroying you with triple peaks. And, Liquid, I think, won 1 round on A, and that was pretty much it. So, is it going back to A? Is it going back into the unknown? Or is it continuing to feed the beast of Axel's recovery? Fallen wants picks. Fallen needs picks in this round. And look at the setup. Gambit have read it. They're going to go A now. Triple setup, sandbags control. Instead, Liquid, they throw a pinch of salt into the mist. They go mid with 3.
Oh, that's an opener for Nafly. And look at Grim trying to explode on the back of it. Now they've heard the drop. Axel needs to have another big round, and this time he's brushed aside with ease.
One way to do it.
Gambit, that's the save. You write this one off. Liquid had to do it last round. Now Gambit have got to do it this round. So this is a full 30-round affair. You're hedging your bets. You're hoping if you're Gambit that you can play for overtime. That is the only option that they are left with.
My goodness, Liquid, and that's the best part, right? We've not seen any mid-control in this map at all. It would have been obvious to go back to A. It's exactly what Gambit expected. It's exactly what many teams may have gone to, but just the B play with a bit of spice in there, a bit of a mid-fight. fight the Liquid have not really won out in this T side, so what a time to come alive. 15-14. This is a different Liquid. This is the opposite of what we usually expect. They lost the round that should have made Liquid crumble, that would have made Liquid crumble a year ago, but instead they use it to power through, improve, and overcome.
Mate, instead of choking, they've Heimlicked themselves, they've coughed it up, and then they've swallowed it back down again while maintaining eye contact the whole damn time.
They just want that nutrition, man.
Oh, round 30. It's overtime or GG for Gambit. They're all in. The AWP on Shiro saved, and he wants to get stuck in. He doesn't want to have another dud round where he never even gets the chance to play. So I'm imagining we're going to get something out of him right from the word go. He leans towards ramp, doesn't peek. Instead, it's this ramp smoke going down. But that's fine. Team Liquid have respected this a lot of the time. But not this time.
Shiro's been on 29 kills for a while as well. A lot of saves, a lot of understandable, correct calls in these saves. Just wrong place, wrong time. This is where he needs to be involved in the action. He has been the hero walking through the smoke. Dangerous decision for Elige, but Naf and he has not seen him. Shiro, maybe his 30th, sneaking in to the crosshair, and it's Grim to go down first. Fallen on the angle, wants this trade. They both trade shots, 10 and 20 health respectively, and Shiro goes back for more. The Molotov may decide it. He's got to give it up. Nafany's dropped the lead, and overtime looms in the background.
Oh, Stewie dead, cut down by Hobbit. Fallen, can't find a thing, and there's Shiro to lock in an overtime. Woo. Kill 31 for Shiro is the one to get us there. Liquid versus Gambit, set to rage on. What an incredible matchup this has turned into. Overtime between Team Liquid and Gambit on Gambit's map pick of Vertigo. Liquid is the hope of NA, a faint little glimmer of hope right now as Gambit surge forward. Shiro, the man to take us to OT, 31 kills deep in this map, and he's looking anything but forgiving right now, Hugo.
God, the mind games of this T side. Where do Liquid go and how do they get there? Axel, the man, the myth, the legend. The recovery this guy's had has been instrumental. Grim, though, runs through a smoke and finds navi to trade. So kills a piece and Axel eats a grenade, a taste of his own medicine as Intes climbs over the top and looks to get involved. Liquid, where do they want to go, though? Are they still holding this default? Elige is still sat back as Naf waits for a mid-flank. He's found Hobbit getting aggressive. Another man who's had a very impactful game is Hobbit, removed from the round. Liquid looking for their first in OT.
We've hit overtime and the rules of regulation have gone out the window. What was established can now be forgotten about. This was already so much more aggressive from both teams, right? Grim chancing smokes to find the A pick. Over at B, everyone was willing to fight. Everyone was looking for some way to be the player to steal the advantage for their team. Liquid might have come out ahead, but now you got to face the final boss, baby. Shiro, Grim makes it look easy.
Barely
Never mind, final boss. Psh, this is still level 1, mate. 16 on the board for Team Liquid, and there's not a thing that Inters can do about it. Remember as well, that started with the early advantage gained by Axel.
Yeah, it's because Liquid like to make it look like a B play, right? When they start off out of the gate going A, Gambit always have these reads, these triple setups. They never let go of this A site. Shiro's there. But this time, Liquid go, yeah, we're just going back to what worked. We go back to regulation, these fast B plays, we trade 1-for-1. And as that happens, Gambit pulled out of the A site. It's only navi going, guys, I've got the whole ramp. You can leave. I've got the info. Well, not for long. Grim, that's a pretty dangerous play, but it's one that Liquid needed to save the day, finding their first. Would have loved that in regulation, but that's always the way, Harry. Liquid back on the board, and even despite Axel, getting the first kill down bottom B, which has just been a roller coaster of emotions for him.
I mean, like, think about how OT changed the very nature of everything, right? Like, this game has been so close all the way through, right? You've been within, like, one round of each other throughout the entire progress to round 30. And so everyone was playing scared because, admittedly, no one wants to be that first player to fall. Whereas now that we hit OT, it feels like there's a little more breathing room. We're going to see more risks getting taken. We're going to see more big plays attempting to get made.
Fallen's got a bit quiet in these last few as well, right? Like, he's had these huge A openers, but he keeps getting legged by Shiro, tagged up early, down to 10 now. Is he going to boost up Allegiant to this corner position? There's two players ready to watch for this one. Oh my goodness, they're going to jump on his head. Elige, gotta be very careful here. They're on top of the boost as well. They're on double. Elige, that smoker's bought him room. And so in he moves. With the molly down, he knows he has even more to work with. They are not considering this possibility. There's the flash. Elige wants the round, and he only gets one. Axel fully blind on the spray back now. Mid-lurk catches Shiro by surprise, and running and gunning is Axel for the round. Only good for 3, and I say only. It's all he could have done. Liquid now thrown into a 2v2.
This recovery from Axel has been nothing short of incredible. Maybe, we can forget how it was in regulation if you make up for it in overtime now. 3 kills to flip the script of this round. If this was Axel from earlier on in regulation, that would have been a done deal. This would be a Liquid round up onto 17. But he's made it possible. And Gambit being one step ahead, they've split the defenses 1-to-1. navi at the sandbags now. This has caught Liquid time and time again, and it looks like history is destined to repeat itself. Fallen running into the site, going for the CT plant. It's ballsy. He's not going to have a lot of room to work with, and there's navi to seal the deal.
Yeah, the early damage as well comes back to burn him. It wasn't Shiro's tag, it was actually navi to get that damage, a dink down ramp to begin. And he's the one to close as well. Like you said, sandbags, when Gambit go there in the mid round and Liquid recommit on A, It always catches them. It's never checked, and it's so hard to do so, right? You have to swing so wide to check that position. You're open to everywhere in the bomb site. Gambit's even poking their head from boost, elevator, CT, default. You're a dead man. Axel, this is the play that makes it happen, though. Elige felt like he had a double on his plate. Like, that transfer would have hit if Axel was any slower. And then navi to finish the job. 16-all. No one out of the woods. We're deep in the forest.
Ed, you can't see the end of this one. You can't see trees or roads or cars off. Well, you can see trees, actually. You can see that. But you can't see roads. You can't see civilization off in the distance. There's no break in this one.
Oh, boost.
We're deep within this forgotten realm. navi down through the ramp. He's envisioning they're going to use this smoke one way against him. But right now, it's a boost for Team Liquid.
It's the first time we've seen that. It's like so meta, it's so expected that no one does it, right? That's the first time we've seen it round 33. Oh, Fallen an opener. navi's deep down, though, pushed off the back of that smoke. He's going to drop his own. Axel wins a 1v1 at B, and this guy feels like he's now invincible, a completely different player. navi has gotten away with a lot in plays like this gone by, but Fallen is so ready for the smoke fade. navi taps him. He couldn't even see the target. 4-on-1. Axel with another, and it's only Naf. How do you turn your head around like this if you're Axel? He was, what, 2-17? Now he's 14-22. If you never stop believing, look at what you can do. Gambit are on to a winning CT side.
Yeah, not really much for Naf to accomplish here. There's the first, but now they don't even need to feed him. Peak doesn't come through from the boost, but he's always going to be paranoid that it could, and if he tries to creep up on this, Shiro will nail him from elevator, surely. Naf, oh, Naf fly from the boost. Now the position given up by Inters. Axel wraps the ramp, though, and he seals the deal. Another 3K, that's back-to-back out of this guy to put Gambit in the lead.
That's a kind of recovery star power you're never going to get in your pugs. You're never going to get from your teammates, but it's a once-in-a-lifetime turnaround for Axel, and it can't not be mentioned. B was the means to an end for Liquid. That was the way back into this game when Gambit locked in 6 in a row on the CT side. It felt like Gambit was coming alive to build their 14th map win streak, and now they still are, thanks to this second win. 17-16. CT side was good for Liquid in regulation. As said, everything's different now. Everything's changed. We saw the setup once in the first half. They've got a better flash for it this time. Fallen dodges, goes back for more, and they see him with a jiggle. Oh, he might get pre-fired. He will, Hobbit, with the headshot. Burned by that position once too many times, and Naf will have to trade. Elige got wide. They don't know. Elige trapped, and Naf reacts to keep him up. Axel, suddenly B entries. Forget defense. He's on offense.
And he's carving them apart in. Oh, that angle, very scary. Axel's creating the space. navi's moving around to come and join him. Liquid still a little hesitant about this rotation. And are they starting to believe this is a ruse? They're no longer fighting for this B control. They're going to wait until they hear that bomb go down. Axel's so damn deep. This guy was, you know, cowering throughout a lot of the T side in regulation. Well, now look at the moves he's trying to make. navi could strip this whole round away right now. There's one, but he's caught between a rock and a hard place. Will it be another clutch to find Gambit a T-side round that would get them to map point? navi needs to double up here. He spots a leg through the smoke. Damage done to Stewie. Naf's got to close it, and navi makes it happen. Clutches are the bane of Team Liquid's existence right now, but they mean everything for Gambit. 18-16, and just one away from taking us to that third map of Mirage.
Yeah, Liquid are fighting for a very long night tonight. They want double overtime before it's all said and done, and Gambit just will not let go. The 2vx out of Axel and navi just pushed back into B, and look at what it means to them as well. They were down and out in this map. They looked like they were about to break their win streak, and not in a good way. But Gambit just keep on believing. Fallen back to his usual tricks, pushed down on B. Again, first boost that Gambit have done in this position, and it nets an opener. It did not for Liquid. Shiro takes out Stewie, and now they just regroup, go back for the bomb, set up towards this B site. Shiro's not the only at 30. at this point of the game. Lead, she's found Nafne on A. He's at least cleared out ramp. That leaves Fallen to try and do the heavy lifting. Grim's going to set him up for success. And their eyes are on the top of the stairs, not on Fallen, pushed up, looking for more. Shiro, he's not ready. He's got knives out. Fallen's on the close angle. Did they see him? Yes! Inters reads it and takes out Fallen. If he went further, he would have killed Shiro. Instead, his hesitance holds Liquid back.
And it's given a path to a 3-on-3. It's made this, you know, a round that Liquid look to have to stave away the Wolves. Now the Barbarians knocking on the door, mate, trying to secure a third map. Grim knows a big play's got to get made, but not today. Shiro deletes him from the round, and now Gambit pump the brakes. They're getting in Team Liquid's head. Naf at B and Elige A bound, but right now Gambit are grouping. They're going to take their time on this one. The pressure is not on Gambit. The pressure is on Team Liquid.
Backstab for Hobbit. He heard the steps. He knew where Naf was running. Inters flashes through. At this point, the sight is clear. Elige, he may have had a kill already on this round down on ramp, but he is so low, battered and bruised. And Gambit ready to pull the wool over Team Liquid's eyes. It felt like Liquid had just held on long enough, but instead Gambit, one more shot ought to do it. One more shot to take us to Mirage. And Elige can't do it on his own. It's Shiro to close, and rightly so. What a game out of Gambit. They just don't let go. They don't give up. They don't go down. 14 wins in a row on Vertigo for Gambit, and this series goes on.